I tell you what, we'll probably be doing a lot more riding like that here in Joe Byron's America. Gas prices like they are, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Gas prices. All right, so after I got the new cylinder on the boat, the wife, myself, and her friend, we went out on a ride. It was a nice long ride. I was wanting to talk to you about this cool little app I've started using. It's called Base Map. There it is. All the way down from Hatch and Hall around Brahma Island and back, 47.06 miles. Gives you your average speed, your top speed, and how long ever you were going. And then it lays a nice little red trail for everybody to see. I'm using this to calculate my gas mileage. So I got a 30-gallon tank, right? Anyways, I still use the stick, the old stick method. You stick the stick in, put it on the outside of the tank, and see how high it is. So after our 47-mile ride, I get back to the house. I do use the old stick, put it in there. It's a little over a third. So we'll say, but then the boat was sitting on a slight incline, so maybe that sloshed a little bit. So I'm going to say we burned 18 gallons. The tank wasn't completely full when we left. 18 gallons is where I'm at. So let's do the math. It's 47.06 divided by 18. That's 2.6. That's 2.6. So we'll go down to 2.5. I think that's a very safe, conservative estimate. 2.5. I've said a while ago, my stance is the 4-cylinder aircraft engines get the best gas mileage. They get the best gas mileage because I'm thinking size of the boat, size of the engine. 4-cylinder boats are a lot smaller, they're a lot lighter, usually 1 or 2 people, and 4-cylinder engine just doesn't burn as much fuel. And then what you step up to is mine, which is a 6-cylinder aircraft engine. The 0540s, your Continental 470s, and stuff like that. I would say 2.5 is a good estimate. And then I'm going to say your car motor boats are right there with me at 2.5, maybe a little bit worse. And then your car motor boats, your bigger size, they're going to burn the most just because they are the biggest ones. I thought, I know the solution to this. It's fuel totalizer. Now, a fuel totalizer in an aircraft, you tell it you've topped off your fuel tanks, go into the system, tell it you topped off the fuel tanks, goes up to whatever, you get your fuel tanks preset at a full tank at. For my case, if it was on the boat, it'd be 30 gallons, right? And then your fuel totalizer, down at the fuel, at the engine, right before the fuel goes into the engine, it has a fuel flow transducer. This tracks fuel flow real time. So you'd be getting your gallons per hour fuel flow. You take that gallons per hour fuel flow against your total total full tank, and it gives you a used. And then it gives you, if you use it at this rate, you're going to be able to go for this long time-wise, not distance-wise. But I was looking for fuel totalizers. So I went on Aircraft Spruce, really great place to buy aircraft parts, looking at their experimental stuff because I don't want anything certified because the certified stuff is very expensive. I was thinking maybe I could get the experimental stuff, fuel totalizer, to be the fuel totalizer unit and the fuel flow transducer, the 2 pieces. I'd be comfortable spending $200, $250. Not happening. The cheapest fuel flow totalizer I could find was around $250. And then that doesn't include the transducer. The transducer is another $100. So I'm about $100 over what I would be comfortable spending for this basically toy. No one has this. No one needs it. I don't need it. It would be a toy. $350 for a toy is just too much. But Sun and Fun is coming up, and I'll be there. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to talk to some of these guys. Maybe I'm not seeing something that, I could use. I did find, like some on the pump style fuel totalizers, fuel flow trackers. for like diesel fuel and stuff like that, but that's got the little gauge right actually on the hose. I want the actual gauge up here next to me where I'm sitting, so I can see fuel flow real time as I'm riding. And they also make full engine monitoring units. Now I was looking at these, I was like, well, if I'm going to spend that type of money for just a fuel flow transducer, I could probably get a full engine monitor for, you know, not much more. So a full engine monitor, this is going to track your cylinder head temperatures for each individual cylinder, your exhaust gas temperatures for each individual cylinder, your fuel flow, your voltage, your oil pressure, your oil temperature. I mean, this monitors the whole engine, gives it on a nice graph. Anyways, the cheapest unit like that I would be satisfied with was $1,000. And that doesn't include any probes. No exhaust gas temperature probes, no cylinder head temperature probes, oil temperature probes, fuel flows transducer, none of that. It doesn't include any of the probes. The probes are about $75 a piece. You can see how it gets expensive fast. So again, that's a little bit, that's a toy. I don't need it. And that's too much for a toy. All right, so that's it. That's where I'm at on the fuel mileage. 2.5 is where I'm comfortable saying that's a very conservative estimate. Let me know. Download Base Map. It's free. You go and you tell it to track track yourself for the day. You close it. You put it in the background. Don't close it all the way. Put it in the background, and let it just track you for the day. And then check it periodically whenever you stop. Make sure it's still tracking you, because I have had it, you know, stop for no. I'm not sure why it stopped tracking me. Maybe it lost signal or something, and it just stopped tracking me through the day. But it's really handy, really fun to play with. You can share your tracks with, you know, friends and family. And it's just fun to do. Anyways, get Base Map, track yourself, compare it, get your little stick out, see how much fuel you burned, estimate it out, and let me know what you get. I'd be interested to know where those car motor boats are compared to the 0540s and the 470 Continental guys. Like I said, I'm at 2.5. Let me know what you got. I am Michael Bowen. This is Florida Man Rides. We'll see you out there.